Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Inside. Today we're looking at Race Day collectible racing game packs. Now these should be a game in every pack, just like the pirate game and the other versions of this. It's a constructible racing game. A complete game in every pack, it says, and it is authorized by NASCAR. There are only 28 cars in the whole set, so it would be easy to complete. And I believe these only have 2 cars in it, so it's just enough for 2 people to play. And if you want more cars or more variety, you gotta buy more of these. These are getting harder to find because they were licensed by NASCAR. A lot of NASCAR fans have bought them up, and it's been a while. I believe these came out in 2005. We've looked at the starter decks or starter sets for both 2005 and 2006, as well as the boosters for 2006. And these are the boosters for 2005. And technically they're their own thing because they're not actually boosters in the traditional sense. They are a game in every pack. So let's open these up and see what we've got. They are perforated. It is put out by WizKids, so you know you're getting a pretty decent product. I've generally been very happy with WizKids. They've done some really cool stuff, and I really like these constructible games because they are cheap to get into, and anyone can play them. So we've got a little Race Day advert here, and then we've got our map, which folds out, and it is quite large. It does require like a kitchen table if you don't want to rip it. And it's got a quick start on how to play on here. It's, I don't know, about 8 by 14, or no, probably longer than that. It's about 18 inches long, I'd guess. Probably not quite that. I don't eyeball stuff well, I'm not a carpenter. Never play a war game against a carpenter, they will own you. They can eyeball distance like a champ. But it's got quick rules on here, so everything you need is on here. And on the back is part of a larger racetrack. This is the super speedway track. So if you get multiple packs, you can play on the much bigger track, which is really cool. So this is one of 4, it looks like. But you've got your standard little racetrack and part of a much bigger one, which is really cool. So gives you a reason to buy more packs, and it gives you enough to play the game. And really, if you're only playing with 2 cars, you don't need anything bigger than this. So let's look at our actual cars here. We got a little die in here. Itty bitty baby D6. I love these little dice. I have tons of them from playing the Pirates game, and of course from opening stuff on here. So let's see, we've got car number 29, Kevin Harvick. It's vehicle number 13 of 28. Now he's got 2 cards for his vehicle. You do need to keep the card itself when you pop these out and assemble them. This one has your stats on it, and they also serve as other uses like turn markers sometimes or stuff like that. It's been a long time since I played this, but I remember you have to save these because you can always put them back in a lot of cases. But it's got your vehicle stats on it too. And there's the wheels and the chassis and the top. It's pretty easy to assemble these. Sometimes you have to glue them to get them to stay, but not always. Then you've got your resource card, which is like your damage marker. This is just a semi-transparent thing with dirt all over it. Looks like dirt anyway, it's ink, obviously. That you put on your car in case of damage. And then we've got our other vehicle, which is vehicle 97, Kurt Busch, driving a Ford card. It's got little factoids on it. And this has 2 cards as well. This is number 4 of 28. So he's got, says Sharpie on there, so I'm assuming he was sponsored by Sharpie. In the back of the car, same thing as the other one. You know, pretty generic. The black indicates where it will be inside or at the bottom of the car where you're not going to look at it. So this is the bottom of the vehicle. So it's got the NASCAR logo on it. And it's got the part number on it, so you know which one's which. If it comes apart, you'll know that this is card from card number 4, and if you did keep these cards, you'll know that that is in fact for Kurt Busch. So like I said, these are from 2005, so some of the vehicle numbers may have changed, that sort of thing. So let's look at our second pack here. This is for ages 8 and up because it does have some motor skill requirements for assembling these. And the die is small, so keep that away from little kids or they'll eat it. And again, we've got the little insert thingy here with the Build the Ultimate Race Day Team Packs, plus collect tracks to select sections to complete your speedway, and it's got a picture of the full map there for the big, huge one. Okay, this one's different. This is number 3 of 4 for the Super Speedway. The generic racetrack is the same with your cheat sheet for rules here and the assembly, but this is part number 3, which is a middle section for the big race, and it's got the different cars listed on it and what they're common. Like these are the uncommons listed here, the rarities, and the vehicle number and the drivers and all that. So let's get that out of the way. And we'll get into the pack. There's our tiny D6. And here we've got number 12, Ryan Newman. It's vehicle number 9 of 28. And this is an uncommon. And of course, yeah. These are basically like a plastic coated, I don't know if these are full plastic or I think they're cardboard coated in plastic. Nope, these might be actual plastic. But they can break. They're very flexible to a point, but then they will break. So be aware of that when trying to assemble these. Don't just try and force them together. They do look kind of cool displayed though, and it is a pretty fun little game. Alright, and then we've got Jeff Gordon. There's a different version of the Jeff Gordon car, I think, in the core, the limited edition box, which was the Walmart one, I want to say. But it might have been the other one. I mentioned it in the video where we opened the regular box set. There was a limited edition version of that box that had a different car. That might have been the Army car. One of them had Jeff Gordon in it, I think. So, yeah, I might be full of crap. But double check that video if you're interested in the game or any of the specific cars. Because the, excuse me, the box set came with a larger track and some different cars. And these were a great way to get, like I said, a game to play. I think this only took about half an hour to play. I usually lost by then. So it's a fun game. It's not as good as the Pirates game in my opinion, but if you like race games, I thought it was pretty fun. I'm not a race game person, but I thought it was a pretty decent game. It's no Car Wars, but it's not designed to be that complicated or have explosions. So it's more of a driving around in a circle kind of game. So if you want a quick, simple game, this might be good for you. It does come with its own little tiny die, so if you want some little D6s, that's a bonus too. But that's it for the Race Day CRG game packs. Check out the link in the description if you want to watch the starter box and see what the difference is. You can still find these online. They go for about what they were going for originally, which was about $3 to $5. They might be going for more depending on the rarity. They are getting a lot harder to find, like I said. So if you're a big NASCAR fan, this might be cool to play with kids or just to set up and have a little diorama or something of cars. And they are kind of a unique collectible. But that'll do it for this episode. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you on the next episode of What's Inside.